Alright, let's drink some moonshine and play Crucible.
Hell yeah, man. Bring it on. You got watermelon, right?
Of course.
You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
Have you ever played Destiny with a fellow Guardian and thought to yourself, I wonder what their life is like? Questions like these spark conversation, friendship, and community. We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 258 of Guardian Downcast, the Destiny podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. In this episode, I asked one of my oldest gaming buddies to join me today and talk some Destiny 2. I've known this guy for over 14 years, and actually I first met him playing a random Call of Duty match in chat. So keep in mind, you never know who will be a lifelong gaming friend out there. I've met him and his family actually in real life as well. He's 6'5", by the way. I think I had to get on my very tippy toes to even be on the same level as him in a picture. He's also known to do our special Christmas segments every year. You can hear his very first interview with us back on episode 2, titled Famous from the Waist Down. Please welcome my friend with the very deep North Carolina voice, Warcry, a.k.a. Moonshine on Tap. How you doing, bud?
What's going on?
Doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Just, it's been a week for reminiscing, man. That's for sure. So this is very apropos that I'll get you on tonight because, a lot of crazy stuff happening this week, and we'll get into that, of course. But, Gator, what's going to be on the show this week? Well, I'm glad you asked, dear listener. You know, I'm keeping with the nostalgic guest theme here in June. It's always great to bring back guests that haven't been on the show in a while. So here's what we're going to discuss tonight. First, we're going to catch up and see what we've been doing lately in Destiny and life, and see what Warcry thinks about the new Final Shape expansion now that we are into week 4. I have 3 movies I've recently watched at the theater, and I will have my opinions on them if you're interested in watching them in the future. I'll also talk about any pertinent news from Bungie, and there's some stuff in the TWAB this week I need to mention. Then we have some questions for Warcry and the show, so we'll jump in to get a few of those as well. We'll both pick some music to add to our Guardian Downcast show playlist, which you can follow, by the way, on Spotify and Apple Music. The links are in our show description down below. I'll have some community announcements before we go, and Uncle Scumdeath is back with another Scumdeath's Corner. You can see we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's roll.
Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian Downcast. Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian Downcast and see what pics and reels Todd the Gator and his podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website too. Just visit guardiandowncast.com, where you can find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating or review, search for any past episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Our community thrives on interaction, so get involved and check us out. And later, Guardian.
So, Warcry, I'm just going to call you Jeff because that's the way I've known you for so many years, if you don't mind.
That's fine, Todd.
All right, cool. Yeah, everybody knows mine. You know what? It's been so long since you've been on the show. I bet you there's a lot of new members who don't really know about you. So do you mind if I just kind of go through some of my interview questions here just to kind of refresh everyone's memory of who this Warcry guy is?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. All right. First, where are you from? And what do you do for a living? And are you married and have kids?
I am from North Carolina, near the Virginia border off of 95. I am a shipping warehouse supervisor for a food company. I have 3 kids, a grandson, and I am married.
How long you been married now, man? You don't mind me asking?
Let's see.
I know. Isn't it
24.
24?
Close to 24 years.
Good for
Could
you,
be in
man.
October.
Damn, man. Yeah, it's funny. I'll ask a woman that and she'll know exactly how many years. If I ask a guy, it's like, wow, let me look here. I've got to do some math. It's funny always.
Well, I have to, we got married in 2000. That's the reason why we done this, so I can always remember.
That makes it easy. Cheater.
Yeah, I got to remember what year it is.
I got married in 92, so, yeah. Yeah, that's a little harder math. Hey, how did you find this game we call Destiny, man? How'd you originally find this game?
Actually, I was playing Battlefield with a bunch of people I met through, I think it might have been Ron.
Yeah.
That he was playing with too.
Yeah, all thumbs
And,
for our community.
Yeah. One of the guys had bought Destiny day 1 and had started playing it. And I was like, I ain't never even heard of the game. I ain't seen no commercials or nothing for it. And I said, well, you know what? It was about a month into it being when it first come on. And I went and bought it and started playing it and never looked back.
Yeah, you're day one like me, man. I mean, I played it on day 1. I actually played the beta. But yeah, you're right there with me, man. So we'll have a lot in common to talk about tonight when it comes to the game. Looking back, do you have a memory, a Destiny 2 memory, or a Destiny memory for that fact that comes to mind as I mention it?
Probably I was back then. A Gallahorn was a big thing.
Yeah.
You had to have it for everything.
Yep. Must have Gallahorn.
Yeah, and I didn't catch it when Zura sold it.
I didn't either, just for the record.
I happened to be doing just random patrols and open up a chest, and it showed as a legendary engram, and of course then, you had to decrypt everything.
Yep.
I went to decrypt it. It come up saying it was exotic, and it was the Gallahorn.
Dude, you're one of those rare people where that happened to. You know what happened when I brought a legendary engram to the tower? I would get a blue. I get a blue. So you had the opposite thing happen. That is nuts, man. That's how you got the Gallahorn? Jeez.
That's how I got it, from a random chest doing patrols.
They really wanted you to play. Yeah.
Apparently.
Damn, that's a sign right there. Gee whiz, man. I don't think anybody's that lucky. You know what, everyone? If you got a Gallahorn through an engram, just like Jeff here mentioned, I want to hear it. I want to hear it in the show feedback channel. Let me know if you got one that way as well, if you played Destiny 1. I'm sorry, FUD, Destiny, the original Destiny. Another question I had that I ask a lot of my guests is, what character in the game do you like the most of all the NPCs out there?
Let me think. Probably, I guess Shaxx, just because I play so much Crucible.
Yeah, for those who don't know, this man plays a lot of Crucible, tons more than I do. He is on Crucible every week, several times a week. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that tonight. Jeff, do you do bounties?
I used to, but not anymore. There's no bounties.
Oh, there's still bounty. Oh,
well,
yeah, that's
besides
right.
the gunsmith bounties.
That's right. But you're a Pathfinder player.
Failsafes.
You're using a Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I know the answer to this, but others in the Discord community might not. Are you a Titan Hunter or Warlock main?
Originally, I used to be all Titan. 3 characters Titan. And then, let's see, what was it? Probably a year or so ago, I started playing other characters, and now I play Warlock all the time just because I like to blink.
See, folks, he saw the way. He saw the light. He made the move. All you Titans out there, punchy Titans. Yeah, me and you both love to blink in Crucible. That's it's funny. We play so alike as well. It's funny when we play together in Crucible. I was going to ask you what activities do you prefer to play, but we can move on. We know it's Crucible. What weapon in your vault will you refuse to delete and why?
Let's see.
It can be Sunset or nothing Sunset anymore. So
Probably my Chroma Rush.
oh, you love that damn gun. You're an auto rifle user, aren't you?
I got 4,300 kills on it.
Dude, you definitely kill people.
All Crucible.
Yeah. Do you know what are you looking at it right now? What's your role?
Yeah, it has corkscrew rifling, accurized rounds, dynamic sway reduction, kill clip.
Damn. Yeah. That's
with the ranged masterwork.
Yeah, that's a good roll. Man, every time I turn around, you're using that damn thing. I know, I get it. It's a 720, man. It's fast firing. You know, if you can get the jump on someone, it's pretty hard to counter that weapon. So
I outgunned Kostoff users here lately in Crucible with it.
We're going to talk about that too. If Bungie assigned you a small but versatile dev team just to you, and you had full autonomy on what you wanted to do to work on in Destiny 2, what would you work on, man?
Crucible.
More maps, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I hated
different maps, not remade maps or nobody knows. I mean, so that way people can't just camp you all the time and camp your spawns and know exactly where you're going to spawn. And
yeah, because we play the same map so many times.
Yeah.
I'm just looking something up here because we both played a ton of Destiny 1 Crucible in our day. And I was just curious how many maps we had to choose from back then. We had Asylum, Blind Watch, Exodus Blue, The Burning Shrine, Twilight Gap, Firebase Delphi, Rusted Lands, The Anomaly, Bannerfall, Bastion, Blind Watch, First Light, Shores of Time, Burning Shrine, Twilight Gap, Pantheon, Sky Shock, remember that one? The Cauldron, Frontier, Memento, Sector 618, I love that map, Vertigo, the Dungeons, and the Drifter map. And I'm probably forgetting some. I'm looking through the Destiny wiki here. And there's probably some I'm missing here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely missing some more. Last Exit. Remember that one? Oh man, I played my first Trials map on Last Exit. Remember the one where you had like an underground subway area and it was an open field, a small open field area, but it had escalators on it. And there was an office area where people would hide and camp, those stairwells and stuff. Man, so many maps back in Destiny. I just feel like we're so restricted on what we use now. And I don't know. Bungie alludes to something in the TWAB this week, and maybe we'll talk about that when we get to it. But going back to the interview here, what is currently behind the gamertag Warcry?
Well,
wait, no, I'm sorry. I got to do it justice. I'm sorry. Dude, what's with the gamertag?
Well, back years ago, I used to watch an anime series called Berserker, and one of the episodes that I had was called Warcry. So, of course, when we had to finally make names on PlayStation, my name was Warcry 1969.
See, that's the thing that surprised me the most about you is that you watch anime, because we're both basically the same age. You're a year younger than me, and you watch anime, and it's something I never got into, man. Comic books and anime are two things I never got into, and you've been definitely into it. So crazy. Okay. I'll end with this one. What's one thing about you that maybe our community might not know about you? I know we've asked you that before a long time ago.
I never went to college.
You never went to college?
Nope. I went to work straight out of high school because I was tired of school.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. My parents forced me to go to college, and I hated it the whole time. No, don't get me wrong. There were classes that I really loved. Like I took a accounting and community college before I went to University of Florida, the Fisher School. And I loved accounting, man, but I didn't love it that much. I thought I was going to be a CPA at Florida and realized real quick, you'd have little guys going in there with bow ties and prim and proper and just ran circles around my ass. So I was like, this is not what I'm going to be good at in life. So I think it's a good thing, man. I think today more and more kids need to just really ditch college and go learn a trade. There is something not only wholesome about a trade, But let me tell you, with the AI scares the hell out of me. It's taken over a lot of tech jobs and stuff now. It's going to be probably 500 years before they take over jobs that we do with our hands and have to reason through and, physically think things through, or, whenever there's judgment involved, with a human being and doing a job. I think that's one thing AI is going to probably take a while to learn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already have automated warehouses where
Sure.
they receive in the product, they put it away, they pick the product, and...
But that's repetitive, easy, that's something that can be replaced by a robot. But what we do, we're technical minded people. We have, you run teams and you organize and manage stuff in warehousing, and I don't know. I just think there still has to be somebody in charge to keep everything running. And with my job, I mean, I don't see robots entering people's homes to kill insects and stuff. At least probably not in my lifetime. At least I'm hoping. So good deal, man. Well, hey, thanks for catching everybody up. I know a lot of people that have been in our Discord a long time know about you, but there's a lot of new members and a lot of new listeners to our podcast, and I just wanted to kind of bring them up to speed. So what have you been doing, man? Let's go back to Final Shape. How much have you played of Final Shape? I know you love Crucible. I know it's hard for you to give up your Crucible, but did you jump in and play the stories and stuff?
I'm on step 12 of 34.
Okay, so you're getting there.
I'm doing it all on Legendary.
Of course. You want to get that exotic at the end. Plus you'll be, I think 1265 power, guaranteed gear, 1265. So.
I'm already 1270 playing Crucible, so.
Really? That's good to know. For people who just play Crucible. It's good to know. I think I'm at,
on the Echoes Act 1, I'm on step 6 of 7.
Oh, you're almost done with the season. Good. I want to pick your brain because I'm curious how I've been a little busy this week, and I'll explain why in a minute, but I've yet to finish the third week of the season. I've only played week 1, but I do have questions for you. I am at 1994, almost 1995 power, but I did Legend solo, so I had a little bit of a head start. Where are you at on your season pass bar?
Well, actually, I'm 1974 power when I put all my highest power.
Oh, okay, good.
And my season pass, I'm at 36.
All right, I'm at 71. And the season, by the way, ends in 101 days as of this recording. So we got plenty of time. But
and I've done no bounty hoarding before. Only done like some clan ones, and that was it.
Yeah, I did some mild bounty hoarding. I didn't fully max out all my characters. I ran out of time actually because I was working on multiple accounts, but because I'm in every one of the Guardian Downcast clans, I don't know why, but I'm trying to keep all three accounts, busy. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So what do you think so far of Final Shape? Is the story intriguing, or is it just something you want to get through?
I mean, it's pretty fun. I mean, compared to other ones that I played.
You remember the last thing you were working on? So I know where you're at.
Because it's been...
Well, they assembled the old team together, right? First thing you finally get into the Pale Heart. And then you're trying to find Cade first, and then you're finding Crow. And then, I don't want to go too far, as I don't want to spoil it for you, but you're getting the gang back together. So have you met the other parts of the gang yet that flew in with you?
Yeah, I met several of them, and right now I was scaling the treacherous ice wall with Cade and Crow.
Ascent. That's a great story. Nice. Well, good deal, man. Let me ask you this. Have you put on the new, prismatic subclass?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of it?
As soon as I started playing the story and it came, I started using it, and it's pretty fun. I mean, that's what I use in Crucible.
So you haven't taken it off? You haven't gone back to Blink?
No, I haven't. I've still used Blink.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because you're using a Void subclass, right, for your Void main?
Yes. So right now I'm using Cataclysm, Nova Bomb.
Yep, me too.
Transcendence, Freezing Singularity at the top.
Okay.
Healing Rift, Blink, Pocket Singularity, and Vortex Grenade with Feed the Void and Bleak Watcher.
Yeah, that Bleak Watcher's fun. Have you used the turrets in Crucible?
I used them. They're alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely helps you out a lot more in PvE.
Yeah. So they're not as strong in PvP, you don't think?
No.
People destroy them pretty quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I won't use that in Iron Banner next week. All right. Good deal. Good deal. So tell me, man, I've played 0 Crucible since Final Shape came out. I know. Don't shame me. Don't shame me, you sitting at work right now listening to me. Don't shame me. I've been busy with the story and I've been busy doing other things. So let me in on the Crucible, man. What's been going on in the Crucible? I know you meet with your drunk,
My drunk lackeys.
your drunk lackeys every week. I see you guys in the voice channels. How's things going with that, man? What do you think so far at Crucible with the new subclass and the new sandbox for Final Shape?
I actually find it pretty fun.
What?
Because you can pretty much use whatever you want to use.
So it's pretty wide open still.
Yeah, I mean, you still have some of the, tryhards out there that's all shotgun, hand cannon, but
Yeah, of course. Too easy.
I mean, you always have them.
Yeah. Hand cannon's the biggest aim assist of any gun in the game. The biggest cone angle. I'm trying to piss people off.
I run around with a auto rifle, a pulse rifle, anywhere from a 390 to a 540 pulse, and using the scout rifle from
Season of the Dawn, the new one? The
not that one.
Okay.
Previous to that one, the Pteroxopus.
Oh yeah, Traxpus. Yeah. That's a 200 as well. Yeah.
But no distractions, kill clip.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, people really miss out that don't do the seasonal events in Destiny because they really have some good rolled weapons out. And Traxpus, I used that in Trials one weekend. I was really knocking heads with it, man. It was working good.
Oh yeah.
So, what about the new Prismatic? Are you feeling that from other players that it's definitely stronger? Or?
Oh yeah, just about everybody is using it.
Yeah.
You see them using it all the time.
What is your game of choice? What do you guys play usually?
Usually it is Control.
Yeah. Can't go
whatever form of Control it is.
Now,
because usually it's 6 of us, so.
I want to give a shout out to Potato Thumbs podcast. Fluffy Fingers MD and Admiral Nips had me on their show last night, and they haven't played much Crucible, and I was curious. This was the one question I couldn't wait to ask you tonight. A shout out to those guys. I really had a fun time on their podcast last night, and that's been released since, so it's out there now. Potato Thumbs podcast. Team-based matchmaking. Is it still as brutal as it ever has been? Have they changed that at all?
They must have done something, because it's not as bad as what I've said. I mean, of course, now and then you will run across the team that's just there to try to stomp the fool out of you. But
yeah, but I mean, I remember when we played a full team of 6 on just control nights. We played as a group of 6. Dude, we would get mercied like 10 times in a row one night. And I thought, man, how is this any fun to anybody? Is it that often, or is it just every now and then?
It seems to be every now and then.
That's good. That's a good improvement, man. So maybe they've tuned the team-based matchmaking a little bit. Then that's
either done that, or because Final Shape released, you got a lot more players and
going for stuff
playing.
Yeah, plus you have a lot of people going for the Prismatic, the new exotic class item. Have you gotten that, by the way?
I have not done that yet.
I need to run that with you because you definitely want that. It's like having 2 exotics in one, and the best parts of exotics too, like necrotic grips. Where you punch stuff and it gets poisoned.
Yeah. I
have that combined with another one that gives me more super energy. I have one that has necrotic and one that reloads my weapons faster. Just like the best of all the gauntlets for Warlock, and some stuff you're getting from other classes that don't even normally fit with a Warlock main. So I'm still farming it. I took a break this week, but I'm definitely going back to farm that. Bigger question here is, what do you think of this new Pathfinder system for Crucible, since that's what you're playing now. You liking it? Would you want to go back to the old way with bounties, or how you feeling about that Pathfinder system for activities?
I mean, I like it. It gives you something to work for. I mean, and some points is not much different than what the old bounties were. I mean, sometimes you still got to use certain guns.
I don't have a problem with that. But what about what about the fact I've heard that you can't farm Bright Dust anymore?
That you can't.
So there's no Bright Dust in the Pathfinder for activities?
I did not. I haven't gotten any. I've run across doing Crucible and reset it, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 times in a week.
Mm-hmm. No Bright Dust.
I mean, at the end, you'll reward completion, you get some Bright Dust.
Like at the end of what? The
end of the path. When you complete the path, you'll get a prime engram, Bright Dust.
How much Bright Dust?
Enhancement Prism and Challenger XP.
How much Bright Dust you getting?
That I cannot remember what it said.
Does 200 sound about right?
Probably somewhere around that.
Okay.
And then
that's 20.
All the other points just give you XP.
That's 20 repeatable bounties. So, okay. Well, I apologize. I have not played the new Pathfinder for activities yet. I'm loving the one for Paleheart because it auto completes because you just run around doing stuff. I really encourage you when you're playing by yourself on the Paleheart. There's so much to do in there, man. Definitely get the campaign done though, because you definitely want that. Get the don't get the chest piece. Get the mask because it gives you a healing turret, man. I mean, it's really nice. You're almost unkillable in PvE. So no, in fact, I haven't even used it. I just got it and I put it in my vault, but I Run a Red Line was sending me a link saying, man, you got to look at this build because you're unkillable. And for the raid, the Salvation's Edge raid, which I'm going to be getting into soon, it's going to be really nice to keep me alive while I'm trying to figure stuff out. So, well, nice, man.
Yeah, I forgot who I saw. Somebody done a video on it using it. And yeah, it was like crazy.
Well, what's been going on in your life, man? Is your daughter in softball now, or you got kids activities?
Actually, we just got out of softball, so she is done with that now. She will be getting her truck back next week. I had to put a brand new engine in it.
Oh, wow. That's going to be exciting.
And went ahead and put dual exhaust on there for her with some nice sounding Flowmasters.
Nice. I love Flowmasters. Nice. What kind of engine is going in it? Is it a Ford?
5.4 is going back in it.
Oh, like
what was in there.
Oh, okay. What year Ford is this?
2005.
So it's a modular. I used to have one of those. It's that new modular engine.
It's my old truck. It's a 5.4 liter 3-valve. Yeah. Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive.
It's a totally different engine that they made back in the 2000s. I used to have a step-side F-150 that had that modular 5.4 in it. It's pretty powerful. Did you have it rebuilt, or did you just buy a new one or a used one?
Bought a crate one.
A crate motor. Damn, dude. Good for you.
And put back in there because I had talked to the shop because I had done some work to it and I couldn't. There was something wrong with the variable valve timing on it.
Wow.
And I couldn't get it fixed, so I took it to a shop that I know and trust, and they had told me, well, you could spend almost $2,000 and we could eliminate this problem. And I was going, well, but son, you don't know about the rest of the motor. So
that's true.
I told them, just put a crate motor in there, be done with it, because they told me it is not worth, you can buy a crate motor cheaper than rebuilding that motor.
Thing about the new motors now is it's all about control units. There's nothing mechanical in the motors anymore. I mean, even mechanical parts of the motor that send the timing and the fuel injection, everything is all sensors now, man. Yeah, I agree. I think that was probably the best way to go there.
Oh yeah, because see, that had a variable valve timing, so it didn't have a
had a
set timing. Right. So depending on how much you pressed the accelerator, it advanced or retarded the timing all the time.
All in a split second. Yep. It's nice. I mean, yeah, we've come a long way in motors, man. That's for sure. I mean, the old ways would turn into distributor and advancing it or retarding it. It's just those days were very limited on what you could do, especially on the fly. So, oh, good for you, man. She'll have a nice, dependable truck then.
Oh, yeah.
The transmission pretty good in it?
I put a new transmission in it like 2 years ago.
She's got a college vehicle. That's perfect.
And then over the summer, I bought all new suspension components and I replaced all of them. So it's nice. A brand new suspension underneath of it.
The body good on it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So she's got just about a brand new truck size of paint job and an interior.
Dude, I don't know if you've looked at the price of vehicles lately. They're just crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. And the fact I put her a new stereo in there with the digital screen. Nice. So she could have a backup camera.
Nice.
And then I put brand new speakers in it because one of them had blown. So I just bought Pioneer speakers and put in there.
What a good dad. Man, she's got a safe vehicle because it's big and it's high off the ground. It's not a little Corolla. And she's got basically a brand new vehicle. That's sweet, man.
And it's 4-wheel drive in case she does run off the road. She can get out.
Snow. There you go. Because you get a little snow up in North Carolina. Probably not a lot anymore, but.
And she's planning to go to college in the mountains, so.
You're set. Where's she going to
go? She hasn't decided. She knows what she wants to do.
As long as she doesn't go to Tennessee, everything is good in the world.
Because she wants to be a physical therapist.
Good job.
She just don't know if she wants to do it for a sports team or like at a hospital or a private practice or what.
I hear you. I think any field she'd be fine. There's not enough physical therapists out there right now. In fact, I got to go talk to one soon. I'm having issues getting older and stuff hurts, and I sprained something. I've been jumping off my 4-wheel drive F-250 for 30 years, and apparently that's not good on the hip. So,
oh yeah,
I had an X-ray done, and they said, "Oh yeah, you got arthritis in your hip, and there's a little bit of some trauma." I'm like, "Trauma? What the hell trauma? I quit playing baseball years ago, man." No, this shows a little bit of decalcification here. I'm like, oh, it's me jumping off the damn truck thinking I'm 20 years old still. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, 'cause no different than me. I got one knee that's got half the cartilage gone, and the other knee's got 3/4 of it gone, and my hip kills me all the time. And
I swear I thought I'd have to get new knees, but I've been really good on that. People are probably going, man, what are these two old farts talking about? But yeah, well, anything else going on, man? Anything else going on right now in your life? Do you want to mention?
Not really. I mean, that's about it.
Okay. I mean, it's good to hear everybody's doing well, man. The family's doing well. Wife's doing well.
Oh yeah. I mean, and not next week, but a week after next, we're going to do official college visits.
Oh, you're in for it, man.
We got like 2 lined up a day for 3 days in a row.
How far?
All up in the mountains.
Are the colleges within driving distance of your house, or is it going to be a drive?
Anywhere from 4 to 6 hours away.
Okay. She could still do weekend visits then. Yeah. My son went to Minnesota, and I just about died when your firstborn leaves, man. It's just, you're like, oh, please don't do anything stupid, you know? I had a hard time keeping it together when I dropped him off. Your second one, you're like, get out of here, kid.
Yeah, she originally wanted to go to UCLA.
Oh, wow. That would have been a drive.
And I was going, you realize that's on the other side of the country.
Plus you're going to pay out-of-state tuition, too. That's expensive.
And I was going, I can't get to you in a couple of hours.
Yep, exactly. That's why when my daughter went to University of South Florida over in St. Pete, that's a 2-hour drive for me. It was, 3 hours. But it was, she would come home on the weekends. It was great. It's like she still was here. And now, one's married, and that's the news I wanted to share is my son had a son. My firstborn had his first son just a couple days ago. Elliot came into this world. I'm officially a grandpa now, just like you, man. So, yeah. It's really funny, man. My poor daughter-in-law had contractions for 30 hours before he finally came. And, he did not make it easy. I think he was, 7 pounds, almost 8 pounds. He's a good sized baby. And he was about, I guess almost a week late. But anyway, she went through hell and back, and my son said, Dad, I love you, but we want to handle this on our own. We'll tell you when to come up and see the baby, and once things are finished here. And we weren't the happiest about that, because when we had our kids, our parents were already in the waiting room. There was no, hey, Mom, can you wait to come up? And it was like, no, they were just there. I didn't have the option. But I tell you what, man, there's moments in your life that you'll never forget. And we were up there, myself, my mother-in-law, my wife, and my daughter. My daughter was taking pictures of us holding the baby and stuff. And we were, taking turns holding the baby, and it was almost ready to get, it was almost ready for its feeding. And we had about a half-hour window to finally, hold the baby and look at it and stuff. And it's just a beautiful kid. And my daughter was the last person to hold it, and to see pure joy come over your kids' faces it's just something you'll never forget, man. And I'm trying to live more in the present. I'm trying to take it all in and just enjoy the ride, So I used to always live in the past, like things that, the good old days and stuff. And I'd always worry about the future, but now I'm trying to live in the present. I'm trying to take things as it comes and not react to it. Just kind of have an even keel. So yeah, yesterday was a good day. It was a really good day. I've never seen that look from my daughter. Just pure joy. So, it was really cool to see. And Mom went over, they're home now. My wife went over to hold them for several hours while one went to the grocery and the other one took a rest. And, she's totally gaga. She's in the other room, so I have to be quiet. But yeah, she's a total grandma now. But, yeah, it's really cool, man. It's really cool. You look at that kid and you're like, all the possibilities that he has before him. It's just amazing. And then you look at your son, nurture him and stuff, and you're like, son, you have no clue what you're in for. But another thing is you're kind of reliving the times when you were holding him, and watching him grow up and, being a dad and stuff. So really surreal, man. Really all came, well into focus. But, I did have a couple of movie reviews I wanted to mention before we move on to the TWAB. Shh. Movie review. Just in general entertainment, I've been watching Acolyte on Disney Plus. I don't know what to think about this series. I'm going to see it through though. I think there's a couple more episodes yet, and I'm going to look and see what's going on with that, and I'll make my judgment once it's over with. Season 2 of House of Dragons. I saw episode 2 this week. I'm really enjoying it so far. It seems like things are kind of ramping up, but I must say, man, nothing really stands out as memorable for this. And maybe it's just a slow burn for the season, and we'll see. But so far, I'm not super excited. I thought I'd be more excited about House of Dragon, but we'll just have to see. We got all summer to watch that. So they'll squeak it out one episode every week. I saw Thelma with my parents a couple weeks ago with 94-year-old June Squibb. Let's just say I wasn't expecting much of this movie, and it's exactly what I expected. Not very memorable, kind of cheesy plot and writing, terrible action scenes. They tried to get June Squibb to do some of the action scenes, like the punch outs and stuff, and it was literally comical. It was really bad. I give this one 2 stars. It's just bad. Even though the critics and audience thought it was actually a good movie on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it high marks. I just was not into it. And, whatever. My daughter and my parents wanted to see it, so I went ahead and went. But last Tuesday, we're in kind of a holding pattern waiting for the baby to come, so we decided to go see a movie that night. I saw the new Bike Riders. It's based on a book from a journalist who actually documented the fictional Vandals biker gang from Chicago. It starred Michael Shannon, Tom Hardy, and Austin Butler. And I must say that I also didn't expect much from this movie. It was my wife's pick. But as usual, she picked another sleeper of a movie. It had a pretty gripping story about how the leader, which was Tom Hardy, was putting together a 1960s biker club from seeing a Brando movie, The Wild One. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It shows how the club expanded and the strife of trying to run an organization which disregarded any laws. They just run red lights and let the cops chase them, and they were on motorcycles back then. What are they going to do? The movie actually came to a pretty surprising end, which was a little sad, but they also show real photos of the club in the closing credits. So, I probably won't put this one as one of my top movies of 2024, but I felt my time wasn't wasted on this one. 3.5 stars. It was good. It was a good movie. The last movie I saw before we recorded the show this week is Daddy-O. It stars Sean Penn and Dakota Johnson, and I had touted this might be like an Oscar buzz movie. It's from a brand new screenwriter who used to be a playwright on Broadway, Christy Hall. It's also her directorial debut. And I had kind of predicted that this movie, like I said, might be award worthy toward the end of the year for 2024. And it got really, it got really good critic scores. It really kind of delivered on what I expected from watching the trailer. And even though it is a conversation between a cabbie and a passenger, a female passenger, it was written so well that it had my attention. I wanted to know what's he going to say now? What's she going to say now? And that sounds boring as hell. My wife was not a fan, by the way, but I really like this movie. Maybe not an Oscar contender as I thought, but still very stream-worthy watch whenever it comes out on whatever platform. 3.5 stars, another good movie. Man, it is a busy week for movies. The week of the 28th, there's just been a crap ton of movies they're releasing. So I'm taking full advantage of my AMC Stubs A-list. 3 free movies a week for $20 a month. Tomorrow night, I'm seeing The Quiet Place, Day 1 in the Dolby Atmos Theater. Can't wait to see that one. And then Sunday, I'm actually going to go and watch a movie with my parents again. They're big Western fans. It's the latest Kevin Costner Western called Horizon, an American Saga. It's part 1 of 2. There's a part 2 coming in August. So I'll let you guys know next week what I thought of those 2 movies. Good movies on the way, though. I got Deadpool, Wolverine coming in later in July. Beverly Hills Cop Axel comes out this weekend. Fly Me to the Moon. It's about how they faked the moon landing. That's on July 12th. And the usual ones I mentioned in the past, Beetlejuice, Joker Part 2. Twisters coming in a few weeks. Want to see that one. Alien Romulus, and of course Borderlands in August. I'm definitely waiting to see that. I think that'll be good. I'm hoping it is. My fingers are crossed. But that's me in a nutshell, man. That's what I've been doing this week. Anything else you wanted to mention, Warcry, before we get on to the TWAB?
Just, we watched Quantico. I don't know if you've seen
Quantico,
that.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood, right?
No. The Quantico series.
Oh, the
TV series.
Oh, not the movie. Oh.
No, Quantico TV series on Hulu.
Really?
It is very good. I mean, It keeps you going the whole time. And then we finished that. We watched Graceland. We watched all of those.
That was a good movie.
No, not the movie. TV series.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
These are all TV series. We don't have time to watch movies.
Oh, don't say that.
And right now we are watching Big Sky.
Oh, okay. Cool deal. Another show I am going to be watching on Netflix is Dark Matter. Deej, Deej from used to be our community manager. I still follow him on Twitter, and he just finished watching that series on Netflix, I think it is, and said the story was really well thought out and really ended with a bang. So I'm going to be checking into Dark Matter coming soon, so I'll let you guys know what I thought.
Hey guys, my name is Hawk Slayer, and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
I met Warcry in 2010. We're veteran OG gamers because we played since Atari days. And lots has changed since then. And you're going to hear some old guys reminisce a little bit here tonight. So for you millennials and Gen Zs, sorry. But us Gen Xers have seen everything in gaming, it seems. But first of all, let's flash back to 2010. These are the games that were out in 2010. The first thing is, remember the Xbox One, the Kinect edition, the Day One edition? I ended up buying that, by the way. Remember the Kinect was like the future of gaming, and then later it was regarded as kind of a gimmick because it was always on, and people are like, I don't want the camera to be always on. I don't want to be logged in all the time, and ended up being a super flop for Xbox fans out there. But, that was, introduced in 2010. Red Dead Redemption, the first Red Dead Redemption, not the beautiful games that you see now. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Mass Effect 2 was out in 2010. God of War 3. Nintendo launched a 3DS. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim was considered one of the greatest games of all time back then. Batman Arkham City, Portal 2. The PlayStation Vita in 2012. That's Uncle Scumbeth. Be glad to hear that. Yeah, I think he still has one. The Wii U launch. Far Cry 3, Journey, Dishonored, The Walking Dead, XCOM. PlayStation 4 came out in 2013. The Gamergate. Remember that? That led to changes in the industry's attitude to diversity. 2015, Twitch becomes influential in speedrunning and Let's Plays. Interest in virtual reality in 2016. The Nintendo Switch launches in 2017. Of course, Destiny's in 2014 as well. Yeah, so much has changed, man, over the years. But let's do this before we talk about what's changed in gaming. This is when we first met, and you had an organization via what back then we didn't have Discord. We had forums. It was all about visiting a forum page, and you were running an adult gaming alliance community. And is that about right? 2010? Is that when you guys started that? Yes.
We had left one group and went to another one.
That's right. It was OFC, the Over 40 clan, which was mainly a, from what I heard, guys in there over 40 were playing Call of Duty on the Wii.
Oh yeah.
That was big, I guess. I'd never used the Wii for that kind of stuff. I didn't even know you could play that on the Wii.
Yeah. They'd sit there and play hardcore and sit with their, in one spot and
controllers.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember joining that when the Xbox was a big outburst of OFC, and I was like, you had told me about the Over 40 clan, so I joined the clan, and it's on a rinky-dink website, and you had to wait for people to. None of this Me6, where people are, you join our Discord and automatically introduces you and stuff. I joined that website, and it was very much 8-bit, very basic back then, and kind of behind the times, I would say. It was very, very outdated website. And I joined and I said, "Hey, my name is Gator. How's everybody doing?" Crickets. I mean, for days, crickets. It's partly the reason why when people join our Discord, I'm pretty quick to jump in, say hi and welcome. And how did you find about it? How'd you hear about us? A lot of people say, "Hey, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm loving the show." And it's always great to hear that stuff. But crickets, man. And then I realized that you want to fill them in on what happened?
Well, yeah. I mean, back then it was like that. And that one, you had to have a mic and they had to hear your voice to make sure you weren't a kid. And
yep. I remember that.
All that. And you had to have a mod, play with a mod or an admin.
I remember that too. I had to play with a mod. The mod I game with, he was kind of very full of himself. He was in the Xbox clan. No one will remember him. But he kind of ran that Xbox clan with an iron fist. Everyone had to kind of cow tie to him whenever you played a Call of Duty game with him. You kind of, what he said went. And it was like, damn, this isn't fun. This is like an autocracy. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then I find out that a lot of you guys left that clan.
Yeah. And I done the exact opposite when I joined. I mean, I didn't listen to nobody. I done what I wanted to do.
Grown ass men, right?
Yeah. And I used to go in and, cause that's when Battlefield Bad Company 2 was big.
Right.
And a bunch of us on PlayStation were playing that, and I'd go in and join a bunch of them, maybe mods, all them admins playing, and I'd join and get on the other team just so I could sneak up on them and knife them.
Take their tags.
Yeah, because back, I don't know if you played Bad Company 2, but
I did. I played the next thing, which was Battlefield 3.
But it was a award you could get. for knifing, I think it's 7 friends.
Oh, wow.
So I used to do that all the time, but then it all blew up. And
what? Well, you remember why it blew up? Was it just people decided to run things a different way, or?
No, it was. I honestly don't think all the Wii people took too kindly to all this on the other consoles.
It was a platform thing.
Yeah, because when that week remember when PlayStation went offline because of the
hack
DDoS attacks?
Yep, like a week.
And a bunch of us already had Wiis. So we bought Call of Duty on the Wii, and then we bought the regular controller, not the Wii controller.
Oh, okay.
It was more like the PlayStation controller, and was playing with them. And of course, a lot of them got all pissed off because we was using the regular controller, not the Wii one. And
I can't imagine playing Call of Duty on a Wii controller, man. Wii bowling, Wii tennis, yeah. But shooting a gun? Oh my god.
And we had one of our mods that was doing YouTube videos. I mean, trying to promote us and get the name out there and get more people to join. And one of the original admins that was on the Wii went to her website. She didn't know who he was. Yeah. She'd never met him.
Right.
Left a comment on her video that was not very nice.
Uh-oh. This was the same YouTuber that made banners for us, right? Is that the same person? The female?
It was yes.
Can't remember her name. You remember her name?
I can't remember neither.
Oh, we're freaking old. Sorry.
Because I had gave her editing software and all kinds of stuff that I had.
Right.
And it blew all up. So, and they had, because I was only a mod over there, they had different discussions in the admin channels. And all us on the PlayStation just left. And we started the AGA, Adult Gaming Alliance.
And that's the time I joined, because apparently it's like a week after you guys left, and all you guys that I've been talking to in chats, and the one thing I remember playing Call of Duty, and I think it was Black Ops 2.
I think it was.
So long, man. But they had this where you could put your clan name on your emblem, which is really cool. It was something new that they did in Call of Duty. And I said, over 40 clan. I said, hell yeah, man. I think I just turned 40. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I've been looking. I didn't even know there was anything like this out there. And, I don't know if I think I maybe DM'd you because I was playing with you in a game. I was playing on the other team. And I think I messaged you and you sent me the link to OFC, the over 40 clan. And that's when I joined, and it was like crickets. I was like, okay, this isn't what I expected. And then I can't remember how I communicated, but somehow maybe one of you guys were still in there and you DM'd me and said, hey, we went over to the AGA. We're now the AGA.
I did.
Yeah. And that's when I moved over.
I would still log into the OFC site and just had me set up as invisible where nobody could see me.
Oh, that's right.
And so a bunch of the ones that I had played with on PlayStation, I was sending them messages when they logged on, no telling them.
Right. I'm glad you did, because I was going to bail. I had to play with the Xbox mod at the time, and he was a jerk, man. He thought his shit didn't stink. He thought he was the best Call of Duty player ever, and I'm like, whatever, man. And he was good. I mean, he was okay, but he was not a god player. Yeah, I went over to the AGA and found out. I mean, you want to talk about kind of how that started?
We got together and we started, and originally it was on different website that we had created, and then we ended up going to at the time it was Engine Forums, which I don't even know if they're around anymore.
Well, I'm sure they are. I Googled AGA last night. We actually there's still a listing for the old AGA Battlefield clan.
Oh yeah.
Then that's when I crossed that AGA promotional video I sent you last night, where Bennett's son and White Wolf Schick, Hack, who's I think he's a member of our Discord. I don't see him as much because he doesn't play Destiny as much, but God, man, so many friends I met and game with in Call of Duty over the years. Now, what was your motto going in? I mean, you learned from OFC and how not to do it. So what was your objective when you started this Adult Gaming Alliance?
And our big thing was you take care of real life, handle all that, we'll take care of your gaming.
That was it. That was your motto.
Yep.
I like that. Yeah.
So, in other words, I mean, we realize real life comes first. You take care of that. When you get on to play, there'll be somebody there to play with you.
Yep, there always was too. It was a big clan. How many? Do you remember how many members it peaked at?
I want to say at a point, I had looked one time and we had like 350 to 400 members.
Yeah, back then on a forum site, that was a lot of people, man.
And that was a site. When we went to Engine, I created the site for that.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was pretty. I mean, it was a lot of work to create, but
yeah.
And we had different pages for different things that games you played, whether you played Call of Duty or played Battlefield or.
Now, this is the way these Engine sites were set up. There was a main page you went to. It was like a general chat, and everyone would just chat in there. Good morning. Hello. How you doing? Hey, can someone help me with this? You had one chat box for everything, right? Pretty much. I think were there rooms and tabs you could go to?
Yes.
Okay.
And I set it up where I had the main chat box went across all pages.
Right. It carried over. Right.
And then you had different pages you could go to, and each page had all different, just like you have now, different forms.
Yeah, different topics, different
whatever
games.
you were doing in that game or wanted to do or whatever.
See, this was my first exposure to a gaming community, and you guys, I think, were ahead of your time, to be honest. And
we done maps.
Yep.
Had call outs for the maps.
Mm-hmm.
We set up, because I done all the maps and had positions where we would set up at and where everybody would set up at, so everybody was on the same page. And
I remember when the new maps would come out for the next drop for Call of Duty, we would all jump in a private match, and we'd go walk the maps.
Oh yeah,
that was always fun to do that.
Oh yeah, and then somebody would throw a grenade and blow somebody up, and then it turned into chaos.
It was every man for himself.
Yeah.
Oh, you can at least practice what you looked at then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had such good times in there. In fact, I became a mod as well because I played on Xbox and PlayStation at the time. And I was always welcoming people in and helping people out that were new to the community.
Because, in fact, I made you a mod.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. You guys said you met up and talked and thought I'd be a good addition. And
yeah,
it's kind of similar to what we have. We have the Roundtable channel in our Discord where all the mods meet and talk.
Yeah, because we had a separate page for admins, a separate page for mods. So
very similar to the Discord we have now. Very similar in a way, but not as functional as Discord's just beautiful. But the one thing I've realized is platforms come and go. And Discord, there'll be a day when Discord's probably not the hot thing to be on anymore, and we'll have to adapt and figure out what to do from there. But what advice would you give me, man? I mean, I'm trying to run this community with myself and a handful of trusted mods. What advice would you give me as far as long-term running this community?
Like what else? I mean, it was Clan Wars that blew us up.
Yeah, I remember. It came down to two different playing types. We had hardcore players and casual.
Certain people didn't agree in it, and some did, and it just all blew up. Okay. But my main thing is just listen to the people.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, and it's like the saying always goes, you can please some people all the time, you can please all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time.
Very true. Very true. Well, a lot has changed in gaming over the years. We talked about what games were out at that time when we first met up. But, obviously graphics and processing power, virtual reality, cloud gaming, a lot of technological advancements since then and now. But we didn't have smartphones back then. So mobile gaming is big now. I mean, that's a big difference. A lot of people playing on their mobile devices. You can even play Destiny. Well, I used to. I don't know if you still can. The Epic Store, maybe? It used to be you could play it through Stadia.
Well, I know on your cell phone, if you got your PS5 linked to it.
That's right.
You can play it right on your phone.
That's crazy, man. It's amazing the just all the different ways you can play a game now. But, we had the main consoles was, PlayStation, Xbox. Nintendo kind of was off on it, doing its own thing. It didn't really, at least I don't think you could play a lot of the mainstream games. They had their own suite of games. But, we had indie game development that was becoming more popular. The AAA games were definitely getting more produced. But then we got live service games with continuous updates happening all the time. And would you say that live service, because we didn't have live service in the old days of Call of Duty, we'd go for 6 months before they did anything? Did they even do patches? They did they kind of did in-game changes to servers, right? Did we ever get a patch? I don't think we ever got patches.
I don't even remember a patch. I think they just waited to the next installment.
I was talking to Fudd, and I remember the FAMAS was just a beast, and I don't know if it was Black Ops or what, but they all kind of blend together because the games are very similar. And how that game, that gun was a god tier weapon, and it just became a god tier weapon for the whole year that game was out.
Yeah.
But what about the live service? You think this is something good for the community, or is it something that, what's your opinion on live service?
I mean, in my opinion, I like it. I mean, because they listen to what you say. I mean, and
Bungie does, yeah.
Yeah, at least Bungie.
Yeah.
And you get updates. I mean, when people complain enough, they do something. Or if they see something's broken and realize it, then they do try to minimize what it is.
True. Yeah, I gotta admit, man, Bungie has always been very good at adapting to their community and what their community wants. I really feel that that's the reason why this game has lasted as a community for 10 years now. People come and go, people take breaks, they go play other games, and then they come back when something big drops for Bungie. But the community's pretty much still intact. You got your haters on YouTube and Twitter that just say, I love these streamers who get on Twitter and say, just letting everybody know I'm not playing Destiny anymore. I'm done. I'm like, that's like, it's like going to the grocery store and you come in the opening doors, right? The automatic doors, and you yell out to the store, "Hey, everybody, I'm not going to eat vegetables anymore. I'm done. No more vegetables." Just want to let everybody know that. That's kind of how I feel when I hear streamers go on Twitter and say, "Hey, by the way, just letting everybody know I'm done. I'm done with Destiny. I'm done with Destiny. See y'all later. It's been fun." Why would you need to mention that?
I mean, the haters are going to always hate, and then they come back when you had the next big installment, and then...
Yeah, they would quietly come back. They would go, "Oh, hey, I'm back, guys." No, it was just they started playing again.
Yeah, and then they'll burn through all the stuff, and then they'll be saying it again.
Yeah. I always get a chuckle when I see people posting stuff like that. Maybe I guess they're trying to talk to their Twitch communities, but I think you could do that on Twitch, right? You don't need to do it on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always chuckle when people do that. And the guy wasn't being negative to Bungie. He says, I had a great time. No hard feelings. I just don't want to play it anymore. And I mean, even if I decided not to play it anymore, I don't think I would publicize it. People don't care what I'm playing, But anyway, yeah. I just got a chuckle out of that. I saw it on Twitter this week, and it's not the first time. I've seen it so many years that Destiny's been out. I know the episodic stuff is probably not a big priority because you play a lot of Crucible, but you said you have played some of Season of the Echoes. What are you thinking so far about that?
That's pretty fun what I've done.
Yeah. Do you think Bungie can keep this kind of stuff going for a year or two?
I think so until, like any other expansion and stuff we've had in Destiny. People are going to like it. Others are going to leave.
Sorry, side tangent on that, but I was just curious while I had you here. I asked you earlier. Yeah.
All in what you like.
True. Very true. Well, I'll admit, man, I'm a little worried for Destiny. I have a feeling the 3 episodes we have this year, which is going to take us well into first part of 2025, right? With the 3 episodes they've already talked about that we've already purchased for the year. Then they talk about Frontiers, which I think a lot of my guests agree that it's probably going to be another year of more episodic stuff. But I think the consensus is we might be setting ourselves up for the next Destiny game. You know, since they mentioned we might be going to the Dreadnought. So I don't know. I've heard people say we're going to pilot it out of the Sol system. I've heard other things too, where maybe we'll start playing some other races or what, but, yeah, I'm a little worried though. I'm a little worried that this is Bungie's way of buying time while they work on the next video or the next, Destiny iteration. Full game, like full wipe, brand new game.
Yeah.
Like a Destiny 3.
Which I'd be fine with that. If you can do it and you realize the mistakes you made along the way and do it differently.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but giving them time to make a better game.
Well, supposedly, it's not confirmed, but Bungie pretty much is going to be releasing the new Marathon game in 2025. You going to play it? It's going to be a hero shooter, not a Destiny shooter. It's going to be a hero shooter, like you're going to have characters like Bad Company 2, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I think Destiny has ruined me on points like that. Like what was it? The other year I had bought the Call of Duty game during Christmas, I think, and played some of it, and it just didn't have that same feel as it used to have.
Yeah.
Destiny has messed me up on that front.
Me too, man. I try to go back and play the other shooters. Back when the latest Battlefield game, they finally got their shit together and made the game at least playable. I went back in and I just didn't have any connection to it. So I wanted to really get back into Battlefield, but it just didn't grab me. It just felt like the same old. I didn't feel anything was new or anything was, I don't know. It just didn't capture me the same way that Destiny still does, especially in Crucible, especially in PvP.
Yeah.
So, well, all right, Jeff, that means it's time for this week in Destiny. Hey, Guardian, let me ask you a question. As a podcast producer and listener myself, there's one thing that annoys me the most when listening to my favorite podcast. You know, you're really getting into the flow of the conversation when out of nowhere, an obtrusive advertisement blaring into your earbuds. Sunday, it's our special weekend super duper blowout sale going on now at your local dealer. Doorbuster sales going on now. Cars at $48,000? No way, boy! Now $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Get down here for our super duper blowout sale going on now. What are you waiting for? Get on down. 30-second skip. What the hell? Podcast ads, in my opinion, really disrupt the natural flow of a great conversation. But thanks to our Patreon community, we don't accept outside advertising or promotion. So sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, and by the way, if you would like to become a part of a listener-supported podcast like this one, go to patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. Or just visit our website at guardiandowncast.com. You'll also have instant access to over 2 years of listener-supported audio and video episodes just for our Patreon community. Not to mention a cool badge in our Discord as well. Take care, and later, Guardian. Get on down! All right, this week in Destiny for June 27th, 2024, they talk about how the second act of Echoes is going to be starting on July 16th, just 3 weeks away. Not too bad. They have some news about Iron Banner. They did make the Crucible Sandbox team did chime in and mention a few things, and I thought that was kind of the highlight of the TWAB this week. So I want to talk about this. Iron Banner's coming back next week, and here's the catch. It's going to be a 2-week event. So I'm thinking they might have a Pathfinder system for Iron Banner, maybe? Someone on Twitter mentioned that that's the reason why is that would be the amount of time it takes to get the Pathfinder path. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but someone mentioned that on Twitter, and I was like, well, that makes sense if they make it a 2-week event. But they're probably wanting people to gild their titles, their Iron Lord titles, which I've done 5 times now. Can't remember, but I know me and you are big, avid Iron Banner fans. I did want to mention that there's going to be 2 new rewards coming. One is a revamped one. It's going to be the kinetic high impact hand cannon, the Criminal's Dagger pass. I'm not a hand cannon fan, and we got a ton of these stuff. I don't know. We'll see. It has they say it's going to have a small bump to its stats, and it's going to have new perks like Precision Instrument and Kill Clip. And the other weapon they're going to be offering is Claws of the Wolf. Hey man, the rapid fire Void Pulse Rifle's coming back for Iron Banner next week, and Head Seeker and Zen Moment are going to be among the perks available for that. And there's a new perk called To the Pain. They said those are going to be worth checking out as well. So they didn't say what that is, so I guess we're going to find out what that is. They say you'll be able to farm it pretty easily, but you got to unlock it first by getting through rank 4 and 7 with Saladin. I have a feeling they're going to put that pulse rifle behind level 7. I just have a feeling. So whatever. They did say that in the past season that they would toggle it where you could play just control, or you could play whatever featured game mode there was available. Well, they did say that was splitting the player base too much. And even though that was a test, that they're not going to be doing that, which I'm a little upset about, but I'll live with it. The first week is going to be control. Thank God. The second week is going to be tribute, which I don't know. Tribute is probably one of the most tolerable new game types I've played. I could see doing tribute. We'll just have to see. But, we do have the 3 new maps they just, introduced last season. During Into the Light. So I'm looking forward to playing that. It's going to be fun. But what do you think, man? 2 weeks of Iron Banner.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Well, a lot of people in the Trials of Osiris world were not happy with that because it takes Trials of Osiris out, for that week. Those 2 weeks now. But Bungie did tweet out that, they heard their concerns, and that just know that they're still going to get the same amount of weeks of trials in every episode. But they just mentioned that they're going to bunch up the Iron Banners into 2-week segments instead of once every month. So we may be more distance between Iron Banners, but they're going to be at 2-week spreads, which I kind of like because I usually like to run all my characters through it. And it's going to be nice to have that extra time and less FOMO,
Yeah, and you don't know what changes they have made or whatever. I mean, because before you had bounties and everything else to do and then a new Pathfinder, you don't know what they're going to have.
I'm curious to see if they're going to have a Pathfinder for it. I really am. Or is it just going to tie into the major activity Pathfinder? We'll find out. But I'm excited. They did say it was going to be a test, so it may not be a permanent thing, and I'm guessing it's not going to be a permanent thing. I have a feeling they're going to revert it back probably the next episode, I'm guessing. So enjoy it while it lasts, your Iron Banner enthusiasts. I'm talking to you, Night Demon. Kvostov. I'm sure you've seen it lots in in Crucible. And what do you think, man, going up against the Kvostov? Because I know you don't have it because you haven't finished the campaign yet. Is it that brutal a weapon, man, to go up against?
It can be in certain situations and depending on what you.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I've outgunned several using my Chroma Rush.
Okay.
So it's not like the end all be all, but.
Right. And it's a 600 RPM versus your 720. So you'll have more bullets in the gun. You'll have faster reloads when your Chroma Rush is empty too. So I actually did knock out all of the many steps to get the exotic version of Kvostov. I even bought the new ornament with some silver. I couldn't help myself. It's such a beautiful ornament, and it made the sight a little bit different too, which I liked. I did that because I knew Iron Banner was going to be coming, and feels so good firing that weapon in PvE. I had not tried it in PvP yet, but I'd heard a lot of people talking about how it is really, really good in PvP. But here's what they're going to do. Sorry guys, they are going to nerf it. It'd be nice if they'd nerfed it after Iron Banner, but so be it. Apparently the recoil round, which is every 7th shot, was doing too much damage in PvP, and it has 50% less recoil, I believe, when you fire that bullet. Well, apparently it was bugged where it was giving the 50% less recoil to the entire clip. That's why it felt so good. So what they said they were going to do is they're going to revert it back to just the 7th bullet now, the ricochet bullet. But they're going to increase the base stability up by 30 more, which will have a total base stability of 72. Keep in mind that's base. So, you'll be able to add some stuff that may make it closer to 100 too. So, depending on how you put your build crafting together. So it's going to have a stable feel, but they said it's not going to be so far out of band like it was when it first came out. And then, of course, I don't know why they're picking on the pulse rifles, because Red Death is the one rifle that I got in the season pass bar. When I saw it, I was so happy, man, because I don't know if you use Red Death in Destiny 1, but that thing was a dart, man. It had 0 recoil, and even though it had this crummy iron sight that you had to shoot through, it really was super as far as staying on target and getting headshots. I'm sure you picked it up. Have you used it in Crucible?
Yeah.
How's it feel in Crucible?
Pretty good. I mean, I've been killed by it plenty of times too. There's plenty of people using it. Okay.
Well, Fluffy, last time I was talking to him, thought it was mainly a PvE weapon because it gave you cure, but instant cure is really nice to have in PvP. When you're on a 1v1 gunfight and you end up winning the gunfight, you get like half of your health back instantly. Not like the Crimson where you start getting your health back. It just gives you, boom, half your health right there. Cure.
Yeah.
So I've been loving this rifle. I actually ran the entire legendary campaign with this rifle. It's a nice solar, energy pulse rifle, and it just saved my butt so many times when I was trying to stay alive, killing bosses and stuff, and doing all the mechanics in the campaign. You're going to find out about those very soon. Iconoclasm, just so you know, is the hardest. It's the last story of the campaign. Don't get frustrated. It's going to be tough. But and if you need help with that last fight, I've got a video out where Yeah, okay.
I saw it.
All right, thanks. But what they've done to the Red Death is they said that the recoil was more. It wasn't based on a pulse rifle, in other words. It was based on an auto rifle, like the Outbreak Perfected was. And because he used the auto rifle recoil patterns, the groupings of bullets were very, very close together. So what they're going to do is they're not going to revert it back to the pulse rifle because they tried that and it was just too out of range. It just got too crazy, and it is exotic, so it needs to be a little bit better than a regular legendary pulse rifle. So while they say this, while Red Death is not as far out in line in terms of strength, the high impact family of pulse rifles itself is very strong, and having all bonus stability provided by the special recoil pattern feels like overkill. So we've experimented with several different tuning options for it, completely replacing the recoil with the standard pulse rifle recoil, but it shifted way too far away from its origins. So we've instead chosen to reduce the added stability that the pattern provides. So they're doing like the opposite of what they're doing with the Gvostov. Gvostov, the auto rifle, they're giving it more stability, but they're taking away they're adding a little more recoil back in. Well, with the Red Death, they're keeping the recoil about the same, but what they're doing is reducing stability. So they're kind of pulling from both sides of the rope. We'll see how it feels after the patch, which I believe is next week before Iron Banner, or when Iron Banners come out. The Speaker Sight helmet. This is the exotic helmet that you get for completing the legendary solo campaign. It had a really bad exploit in Crucible where it would generate so many orbs that it was just crazy, using your grenade or something. And of course it healed you. So with those healing, orbs. So, what they've done there is, from what I can read here, they're disabling the orb gen portion of the exotic in Crucible only, but they're going to revisit it and where it'll create orbs at a more reasonable rate later on in the, episodes, I'm guessing. So keep an eye on that. And they talk about the future. They said the changes to Iron Banner and the sandbox are not the only things we have planned. We'll have more to talk about before the mid-episode patch. So keep an eye out for that. We don't want to give away too much here, but while things are still in flux, but we have several quality of life features to roll out. A Destiny 2 reprise map is coming out next episode. That's in October, by the way. Some UI updates to help with clarity and a big, in quotes, a big feature that we're heads down working on for our third episode that we can't wait to share with you all. What do you think that big feature is going to be, man? Because they're talking about Crucible Sandbox here, right?
Yeah.
Just got me thinking. What you imagine what it might be? This big feature?
I don't know.
Please let it be bring back all the Destiny maps.
Hopefully.
That's asking too much, I think.
Maybe reduce what hand cannons and shotguns do. Make people use something else.
I know that'll be a big change in Crucible, but that ain't gonna happen, man.
No,
we'll have too much crying from all the shotgunners and hand cannon users out there.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The pulse rifle haters. Well, they said they're gonna do something with the UI to update, help with clarity. I'm curious about what that is. Big feature that we're heads down working on for our third episode. Oh, you know what it might be? What if? I'm pulling out the what if again. What if they make it where you can pull any gun out of collections and has a knockout system? If you've unlocked that perk in the gun, you can reform your gun from collections for a cost. That would be big. They said big.
Oh, yeah.
So that way you don't have to store every roll of your singular weapon in your vault. Maybe they're doing something to eliminate the vault problem. Because I don't know about you, but they raised the vault to 700. I'm already at 650. Yeah, 653 of 700.
I'm at 535 of 700. But I just went through the other night and cleaned out a bunch of stuff I knew I wasn't going to ever use.
Understandable. I did a little clean out, but it's hard to let go of guns once they aren't sunset anymore, I have a bunch of old Season of Dawn weapons, and even though those are coming back this episode, that's still pretty cool. Okay. That's pretty much it on the TWAB this week. Yeah, that's it. So, player support report. Warcry, what's going on in player support report this week, man?
Shit's broken.
Thank you, man. Everybody's been dancing around that. I don't understand why people just don't say the words. Thank you for doing that. Well, let's have some fun now. We got some questions from our community, and let's get into some community questions. We have a few Destiny questions too. So we're going to do that right after I take my mandatory bathroom break. Sorry, guys. Right back. Hey, Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest and you can respond there with your question. At Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our final segments of the show where we get questions from you guys. You guys spend time out of your day to ask questions for us, and we thank you for that. Whether it's a SpeakPipe, which is speakpipe.com/GuardianDownCast, or in our Discord channel under podcast questions. So we have some here for you, Jeff. So I'll ask these first. Mr. Monkey has a couple questions for you. Question for Warcry. After spending many, many years gaming with Todd, what are your favorite memories? Uh-oh. I didn't see this question. Oh, shit.
I think one of them was when I found Todd again.
Oh, that's
playing
right.
Destiny with this old guy shot you, and he was on the opposite team and ended up sending me a friend invite. And then we realized, oh, that's Todd. And he realized I was the Warcry he had been looking for a while since leaving AGA.
Yeah, when AGA split up, everybody just kind of went their own ways. There was no hub to communicate, back then. I mean, now I can text you whenever, and bug the shit out of you. But, everyone who was in that community, I mean, I think you eventually had to shut down the website because, so many people had left. It wasn't worth keeping up anymore.
Yeah, I had, actually turned it over to an Xbox 360 member that was very active.
Oh, okay. Is it still going?
I think I tried to look for it, but I don't even think the engine form is there no more. Because when I looked up that engine again, there's some kind of crazy stuff now.
I might start trying to collect emails from people. I know our patrons. I have their emails, but I might start. We have it where you can register your emails on our website, guardiandowncast.com. If platforms come and go, man. Discord may not be here forever, and if you still want to be in the loop as far as the community and what's going on, it might behoove you to leave us your, post your name and your gamertag and your email address on our website. It's right there when you enter the site. It'll even prompt you. Do you want to sign up and leave an email? Sometimes through the year we'll be giving some surprise loot drops from drawings. But the main thing is that email address is our only way to talk to you. And I was just listening to a podcast today about, MySpace. Remember how big MySpace was? Then you had, there was another one called mp3.com where all these artists would put their MP3 songs and, they would post their songs on mp3.com back in the early internet. And, they would earn money from people playing their song. And, it went away, and there was no way for those artists to communicate with their fans anymore. So maybe go to guardiandowncast.com and leave us your email address. Might be a way that if things ever were to go south, Discord has issues. I mean, companies come and go all the time. Leave your email. We don't do spam stuff. We don't put you on a list or anything. We don't put you on one of those lists where you go unsubscribe. I hate emails, man, by the way. I'm a big blocker. I block emails. If it's spam email, not only will I say unsubscribe, I will block your ass where you can't send me from that address anymore. And the bots always get around it, but still, we don't do that stuff. It's just in case Discord does fold and go away. Maybe leave us your email address. We don't have anything to sell you or anything. We just want to still be able to communicate with you if things ever go south. Another question Mr. Monkey had was, and I remember that, by the way. Old Dude Killed You was an alt account I made a long time ago just for Crucible, just so I could grief people that got shot from an old guy. And I was I was an idiot back then, but yeah, I saw Warcry, and I said, man, I've not seen that name in a long time. And then I think I emailed you or I messaged you on the console and said, Jeff, is that you? And the rest is history. Yeah, because the engine site just went away. Everyone just left. And when you leave a community like that, there's no way to track your friends that you've been gaming with. Anyway, Mr. Monkey has a second question. Question for Moonshine Master. What makes the perfect crucible juice, and how many is the right amount? You want to tell them about the Moonshine?
Well, the perfect crucible juice for me is rye apple mixed with, usually I chase it down with some type of beer.
Nice.
And how many is the right amount? As long as you can still see straight.
I played some late nights with him, folks, and he definitely slows down, but he still kills stuff. I'm impressed. He can hold his liquor very well. That would not be me. Zombie Ops, one of our patrons, has a question here. Question for the Master of Shine. Which shine shines better, peach or apple?
Of course, for me is apple.
You've had watermelon too.
Yes, watermelon, peach, apple, brandy apple, all kinds.
One of our newer members, Escus, like Eskimo maybe, like Escus. He had a question for us. Question for the both of you guys. Would you rather travel 50 years into the past or travel 50 years into the future? This is a no-brainer for me, but what would you say?
Me, I would rather go 50 years into the future to see how my youngins are doing and what they got going on, because I wouldn't want to go in the past because I wouldn't want to change anything, because all that made me who I am today. Yep.
No regrets, baby. That's me too, man. I'd want to go in the future. I'd want to visit my future kids and, as old adults now and say, all right, where's the virtual game set? I want to hop in the gaming world. Where is it? Just for that reason. Geez. MC Maximo, one of our fairly new members. What's the story behind the channel Warcry Wants Your Money?
Of course I want your money. Why wouldn't I?
You don't get any money, man.
No,
do you think he has like affiliate links in there? No,
it was just because instead of posting in general chat, it was just things that I come across of different deals or what it might be for stuff that people are looking for.
Yeah. We just made your own channel because you kept posting stuff in general. And we're like, hey, we'll just give you a channel, man.
And Todd sent me a message going, have you been hacked?
Yeah, I know. I did, because you were sending like a ton of deals. I'm like, dude, did someone spam your account or something? I don't understand. But I guess you had some kind of site where all these deals and stuff that were related to gaming and stuff.
Yeah, it was back when I was looking for PS5, and then I was linked to all stuff, and they just sent me everything.
He had a follow-up question. How does one secure his very own voice chat channel?
Well, you have to be a mod.
Yeah, mods can
make it yours.
Mods can change the names. Plus, it helps when you know the owner of the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you're an old gaming buddy, and
yep, I just turn a blind eye. Oh, okay. Moonshine Channel. Okay. What's it called?
I had to have somewhere for my drunk lackeys to go.
It's called Moonshine's Crucible Hangout. Well, I have my Gators Hangout, so yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we're the only two with our own channel.
Anyway, anybody's able to join those channels, by the way. It's not restricted to anything.
Yes.
Thanks, MC Maximo. I'm sorry. Mick Maximo. He actually DM'd me one time and said, dude, it's not MC Maximo. It's Mick Maximo. So thank you, Mick Maximo. Scarlet KM, the one and only. Hey, Warcry, are you going to make sure Gator doesn't give in to priceless demands for a drunk lackey's tag in the Discord, or are you going to betray me and talk to him into allowing it? I knew nothing about this. So apparently it's the latter, right? Drunk lackey's tag. Is that's your weekly Crucible night, right?
Yes, that was.
Jeez.
This Thursday night. We was all in there and drinking and stuff, and I had mentioned, I said, well, maybe me and Todd will talk about that later, because Princess had brought up talking about it needs some kind of something or another, whatever, and talking about lackeys or drunk lackeys, and Todd was going, well, don't we have a mod in here can make a tag?
Right.
And give all us drunk lackey tags, and then that's when Scarlet's going,
you want to make a tag?
Don't you do that.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, I'll edit that out. No, what was I going to say about that? I'm actually, Priceless isn't even in the Discord. She joins the voice channels via her Xbox, but she doesn't have access to the Discord. She doesn't read the Discord. So,
no.
We communicate through her pops, slamming. So, yeah, I don't even know why she would want a tag, because she wouldn't even be able to see it. It's not in Discord. Anyway. Thanks, Scarlet Cam. McMaximo had one more question for you. When someone is hearing your voice for the first time, how often will this total stranger comment on it? You get comments on your voice?
Well, I do have to say one of the times I traveled for my company and had went to Oregon, they stopped at the gas station, and he asked me, was I from Mississippi?
You thought you were from Mississippi?
Yeah, they thought I was from Mississippi.
Because of your draw?
Just because of the way I talk. I was going, new?
No, you're all 5 feet states. Yeah.
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 But normally when we play Crucible or whatever, they just talk about how deep my voice is.
I'm just used to it. It's funny, he's real quiet when we play in game, but then we go at it. We'll start bugging each other once we get into some games. We get a little competitive. Native Raider had a question here. Question for the show. If you could pick any childhood games, in other words, hide and seek, freeze tag, dodgeball, Red Rover, and have Bungie implement a playlist around it, what are you choosing?
Mine would probably be hide and seek, because I probably play that the most.
I was going to say that. We've done that in the tower a few times during just killing time between seasons and stuff. We'd have those hide and seek games. You turn your HUD off. Yeah, it was always fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if we'd have a playlist for it, but that'd be my answer too, yeah. Bazash has a couple questions here. Actually, a 2-part question. During the long season, I dabbled in Borderlands, Pandora's Box, which is Destiny before Destiny was a twinkle in Bungie's eye. Same thing, different environment. This is a great feature. There is a great feature in there that myself and a friend had great fun called Duel. Basically, if you melee each other, no matter where you are, then it's a 1v1 fight to the death. I think this would be a cool feature in Destiny, especially when you're stood by a rally banner in a raid waiting for someone that goes to the bathroom. And he also asked, should you be charged 1,000 glimmer for dying? Maybe a bit of extra motivation? What do you think, man?
I don't know. It might be pretty fun.
Boy, me and Mr. Monkey'd be going at it, man.
I think that'd be a pretty good idea.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I
I mean,
quite enjoyed Borderlands before Destiny came along.
something to do to pass the time while you're waiting.
True. Yeah, you can make a game out of it. I remember there was a game called Infected in Call of Duty where
Yes.
someone was infected, but no one knew who it was. And you'd have like 50 players on the field or something. It was a crazy number. And then
yeah.
as soon as you stabbed them, they were on your team. They became infected. And then it was just a matter of who was going to be last man standing. And you'd have people hiding everywhere. And it was so much fun. That was a fun game. So,
Yeah. And it was just like I think one time in Call of Duty, they had like the Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those Friday the 13th games are fun too. Because you could actually talk in game and spook people out. I'd never laughed so hard. I laughed so hard playing that game, man. Good times. Game would crash half the time, but it was a lot of fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Let's see. Easy Gaming. How much did you cry during cutscenes in the final shape? Personally, may or may not have been sobbing for most of it. I've mentioned this several times in past shows that I think my wife was cutting onions or something nearby when I was watching those final cutscenes. Mr. Warcry here hasn't gotten to those yet, so maybe he can answer your question when he finally gets that done.
Yeah.
The original Jimmy, Raynor. Congratulations on getting through the Legend Final Shape campaign. Well, depending on the recording time, as we are still this question was a few weeks ago. Do you think any of your never outlandish theories will come true? And the moment already passed. What did you think about the ending to the Light and Dark saga? I myself found the campaign a bit too easy, considering we did it in like 8 hours with an effective game time of around 4 to 5 hours. Witch Queen was way more engaging and had less frustrating moments, as in the final battle this time around. I got hit by a slow field, then pulled by Strand, and then finished by the boss attack. No way to do anything. That is not difficult, just annoying. That happened to me too. The original Jimmy happened to me too, man. Well, actually what happened to me is the husk, the flying husk race would slow me down with that screech. And then the threaders would grab me via Strand, pull me to the front. And then the Omen, which was what we were trying to do DPS on to face the witness, would stomp me and be dead. It is annoying, but it makes you make sure that you clear those flyers before you do any DPS, It's part of the game, I guess. As far as the outlandish theories, I mean, I still have some out there that haven't been proven right or wrong yet. That the fact that there'll be a Destiny Online, I think that'll come to fruition eventually. Timeline might not have been in the same timeline that I mentioned long ago, but as far as the Light and Dark saga, I don't know, man. Fudd explained to me that just because the witness said, cover your ears, Warcry. Just mute me for a minute. When the witness said, I don't understand, as it was floating away from getting blown up. Okay, you can unmute. You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. That meant that the witness was dead. So I don't know. I don't know if it's officially the end of it, but I am moving on. So I'll leave it at that. But I still have some predictions out there that could come true. We have a question from Imagine. Congrats on completing the final shape. If you did, if not, would recommend it. Anyways, question for the show. What do you think of the fact that the raid has now officially taken the throne as the longest raid and mission after to follow? I love the mission it opened up afterwards as far as the throne for the longest versus what used to be Last Wish. I mean, people complain that stuff is too easy. And I think it was the big bang. It was the big final raid. I think, that was, I think it was appropriate. It should be a tough raid because it's the last one. Well, at least the last one in Destiny 2. Because I think Destiny 3 here online is coming later on. Pack has a question. What's one thing you would add to the prismatic subclass that would put that cherry on top for you? Also, have you taken it off since you obtained it? I know I haven't. LOL. You, something you think you would want to add to prismatic Warcry?
Currently do not know if it was something because I haven't played with it a lot.
Yeah.
But I do know I like it.
I honestly think that whole subclasses will not come out ever again, like Void, Solar, Arc. I know they revamped and added a couple ones for Final Shape. I think what they're going to do in the future, I really think they're just going to keep adding more aspects and fragments to this prismatic subclass. Because why would you want to take it off? It has everything that the other subclasses have, and you can mix other things with it. You're just more of a Swiss Army knife for anything you do in the game. I mean, like you said, Warcry, you still have Blink, using prismatic. So that's probably the reason why I'll still keep it. Because, I mean, I can wear the, like for instance, the exotic class item. I have it where I can just throw a rift down or do a, the dive on the Phoenix dive and immediately grant Devour. So I can think about it in Crucible. I can just do a Phoenix dive, turn around and shoot someone, immediately get full energy back from Devour. And of course, add to my grenade and my abilities. I really think that, the future for Destiny is to keep adding to the prismatic subclass. And yes, I love it. I have not I honestly, I haven't taken it off. Now I've swapped out, the exotic class item with some, gauntlets that I was using for a different reason. Just to throw out more arc balls and stuff. The getaway artist. But other than that, I really have not tried anything else. I'm just having so much fun using it. So, and you said, Jeff, that you haven't taken it off either?
No, I have not. I mean, even from PvE to PvP.
Right. Let's jump into a speak pipe here while we're at it. This is from a new member called Twerk Taxi. Let's see what he has to say.
What's up, dudes and dudettes? Quick question. I don't know if y'all are into football, but who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl next year, and why do you think it's going to be the Detroit Lions? Also, if they make a live-action Destiny film or show, who would you like to play as characters? Mine would probably be Ryan Reynolds as Cade. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for your question, Twerk Taxi. What about you? Football, and I know we both follow football. NFL and Super Bowl predictions and for 2024-25, and who would play the character if there was a live action Destiny?
Football, because this is the team I pulled up for since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, would be the Washington Redskins, not Commanders.
Okay.
Redskins.
Commanders got a good quarterback, man. Good rookie quarterback. He might blow up even more than he did last year.
But their name is the Redskins.
Okay. Understood. We might, for the first time in a long time, we might actually see a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. I really think the 49ers and the Chiefs could do it again. I mean, because if you look at the rosters, I'm getting ready for my fantasy football team. If you look at the rosters, they haven't really changed much. In fact, Kittle, the tight end with the 49ers, he's gone through rehab and he's getting ready for the new season now, so he's going to be healthy next year. They still got some killer defensive ends. Who am I thinking of? Shoot. I can't think of his name, but he was a disruptor last year. I think he's still on the roster as well. I mean, the Chiefs, I don't think anything's going to change there as well. Let's just say I think Taylor Swift will be coming to football games again next year. So if that's any indication. And Mahomes he's the quarterback to beat right now. The Detroit Lions, they had some promise last year, but they got hurt. I think their running back got hurt. Believe me, I had started him. And they were thin on running backs last year. And, I don't think they have the full team that the 49ers and the Chiefs have still. I think they're going for repeats. They're shooting for it at least. I remember Megatron, man. He was unstoppable when he played for Detroit, but he's not around anymore. So, thanks for the question. Oh, the live service. What star would you have, and what character would they play for live service, Warcry? Think of somebody?
Alan Richardson as Shax.
Not Keith David? Or David Keith?
No.
Damn it. There's two different people. Keith David, right? No, David Keith. Shit.
I actually like Alan Richardson.
Okay.
And,
interesting.
If you ever watched Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
I mean.
He's a big guy.
I honestly liked him. I mean, he looks like a
Titan.
Yes.
I got, what about Viola Davis playing Ikora Ray? Viola Davis is a very exuberant actress. I think she would play a badass female guardian with a shotgun that would kick your butt. She would seem like the person to play, Ikora Ray, Viola Davis.
Yeah.
I like that. Make it happen, Bungie. There you go. Make it happen. Thanks for your question. All right. We have a few more here. I want to grab them real quick. McMaximo had another question for you here. What are your thoughts on no matchmaking for the exotic class item missions? Seems to me not everyone has friends that play or communities like this. Yeah, this was there was big buzz when this dual Destiny mission came out on Twitter. There was a good storm. Some people were like, hey, get good, find a friend, you can go to a Fireteam Finder and match up with someone to do this. It is part of an exotic mission playlist that you can get into for Fireteam Finder. And I've heard good things about Fireteam Finder, that it works, but obviously if you're in the Guardian Downcast Discord server, there's plenty of people you can just shoot it out there in the Destiny LFG, or set it up in the Destiny, our bot, our 100.io bot. Either way, you can set up a game where someone I'm sure needs it done. I still have to do it on two characters. I got a buddy of mine that texted me and wanted me to help him run it on Monday, so I might be helping him with that. So, yeah. There you go, McMaximo. Thanks for your question. Let's see. Let's go out with a speak pipe. Let's see. It's a mystery one here. It's not labeled. Let's see what it is.
Well.
Oh my God.
It's another week. You have another guest on. I'm sitting in space traffic because that's what idiots have to do when they don't put their GPS on in an attempt to, just save their battery life. Yeah. Space travel's dangerous. You don't watch where you're going. You smash into these stupid guardrails they have in the middle of cold space. I don't understand it. You can literally go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right. Why do you need rails in the middle of space? Anyways, so on this edition of Better Call As this week, I've been receiving a lot of complaints about the 3 weeks of story and then the 3-week break for the Echoes episode. Listen, y'all been watching Netflix, right? You know how they do that nonsense. Here's 10 episodes. We're going to split this 5 episodes now, and you get 5 episodes in another month or 2. Mm. It's the same stuff, just with the video game. So there's nothing to sue here. I can't make any legal sense of any of that. Bungie's going to Bungie, you know? And when Bungie bungees, you better watch out. I don't have anything clever for that. That's just the way it works. I don't have any updates from the Space Mafia. They usually keep to themselves. They have not tried to have another court case since the previous one because of how crazy of a shit show that was. You can't have a shit show more than once every maybe 3 months, which is why y'all get into so much trouble, because you try to have shit shows all the time, and I've tried to tell you over and over again, you can't be doing that, okay? You can't be sitting there having shit shows every couple days, every couple hours. Save it for like once a month or something, please. It's easier for me. It's easier for Agnes Edna. It's a lot of paperwork dealing with shit shows, okay? Let's see. Guardian Hub. Flipping through my pages here. No, nothing really there. They keep to themselves. They haven't reported anything. They had been reporting a lot of stuff against your Gator, but I hadn't been relaying it to you because space judges don't want to take it anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Who else do we have on here? Oh, so that Southern lawyer, Elmer Fudd Games. He's starting up his podcast again. He's been bit by the bug. I have to keep an eye on that. I don't know how safe that is. Get too many people in the podcast game. You're going to take up all the people's listening time. What are they going to do? They're supposed to be working during the day, and instead, they're listening to podcasts. They're being distracted. They're listening to this right now. They're not doing whatever work they're supposed to be doing, spending time with their families. It's too much. All right. I know this says max duration 5 minutes, but I've hit the 3-minute mark. So on the off chance that this gets cut off because it's been misrepresented, I'm going to cut it short for now. I'll have more next week. I'll be on vacation, so I'll be recording several messages. But if you send me too many DMs while I'm away on vacation, I will be angry. I'm on vacation, all right? So enjoy the weekend. Get ready for the 4th of July.
Yeah, don't mess with Laz's golf game. Do not call him while he's playing golf. And I made that mistake once. He's sending encrypted messages now. I can't even see when he's sending them to me. Okay, Laz, thanks for the update this week for Better Call Laz.
And Laz, Scarlett said the check's on the way for the Lost Priceless Cloud.
Oh, that lawsuit's still going? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that teabagging incident, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, hey, everyone. Thanks for your questions for the show. I guess Laz got in there, too. We appreciate everything you guys do, sending questions in, whether it's a speak pipe, like Torque Taxi did tonight, or in the Discord podcast questions channel. Anytime you have a question for us, for the show, for our guests, yeah, that's where you go to do it. So thanks very much. And play that intro music, Fudd.
Oh, listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've won awards for it and such.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. Hope you're doing well, brother. This is the final segment of our show. This is where we pick our songs for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist. A little sample of what myself and our guests listen to, and we invite you, to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and now on Apple Music. The links are down in our show description every week if you want to follow along and see what we picked. We now have 1,203 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests ever since July of 2019. So it's kind of a time capsule. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Warcry. What are you picking for tonight, man?
All right. Well, I saw this artist when I took my daughter and her cousin and aunt to go see Kane Brown in concert in Raleigh. It is Tyler Hubbard sings it, and the song is 5'9".
Very nice. Haven't heard that one. I'll look forward to listening to it. I'm starting to get a little bit into country. Speaking of which, the song I chose for tonight, it's his latest release. He was once a convict in Antioch, Tennessee. He actually wrote his songs while he was in prison, while he was incarcerated. Once he was out of prison, the only thing he knew to do was sell mixtapes out of his car. It's really a rags to riches story. He's a country, quote, hip-hop artist. He's got a very unique style. And, man, has he got a voice. It's very distinct. I don't think anybody has his voice. The song I chose is off his feature album, which is coming this fall. It's the single, I'm Not Okay, from the ex-con Jelly Roll. I like this guy's music. Really do. A couple of announcements before we go tonight. Want to give a shout out to all of our Patreon community. These are members that have decided to give back and support a listener supported podcast like the one you're listening to right now. We don't take advertisements. We don't do any of that stuff. We rely on our patrons to fund our production and all that good stuff. Giveaways, special contests, all that stuff. I want to give a special Patreon shout out to our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Technical, Wicked Trinity, Sith Daddy Fresh, and Deadpool 1 Merc. A thank you to our Raid Boss patrons. That's Jealous, Frostbite, TL Tim, Amazing Taco King, and Nico, aka Jersey. Thanks everyone for supporting our show. And if you are interested in supporting the show, patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast, or easier way to do it is just go to guardiandowncast.com. Just released my June Patreon episode, by the way, just last night at midnight. And it has a lot of outtakes and stuff that you don't hear on our normal episodes that I share with you guys in the Patreon lounge. And also just want to let you know, if you want to hear a sample clip of stuff that drops from our show, you can join as a free member. So check it out. Member shout out of the week, and that would be McMaximo. I was looking through our Discord, and he just hit his 6-month anniversary in our community. So McMaximo, thank you for being a part of our community, sir. You've been very active in our Discord community as well, so we appreciate you, brother. All right, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. We had a really great show last week with my buddy Elmer Fudd Games. That was a really great show. Talked about all kinds of stuff in the Destiny verse, and really entertaining. Got a lot of good comments from that show. So keep in mind, we have 257 other episodes from interviews from gamers all over our community. So take a look at those if you want to listen to some of our back episodes, like episode 2 with my buddy here, Warcry. No guarantees on that audio quality because we were just starting out then. But yeah, have a brand new guest of the show next week. We'll hear about his life and Destiny journey, and of course, talk more Destiny 2. I'm also planning another roundtable episode, hopefully in the latter part of July, so keep a lookout for that. And I'm just finalizing the guest for that as well. And I'm working on another special roundtable episode in August, which will be a little bit different than what we're used to doing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Warcry, Jeff, thanks, man. Thanks for hopping on the recording tonight and talking with me. I can't believe it's been that long since you've been on the show. I'm so sorry, dude. I need to have a master list of all my past guests where I could go back and check and see how everybody's doing. But thanks for coming on the show tonight, man.
Well, I know it's been so long because I ain't brung you no moonshine.
Yeah, man, you've really dropped the ball on that. That watermelon moonshine is fantastic. So I may just have to drive up there and just get a nice big jug of it. Thanks again, brother.
Anytime.
Hey, everyone, you can contact me at Twitter, X, Todd the Gator, 2Ds, GATR. I'm playing Destiny 2 on Steam and PS5. I have a YouTube channel, Todd the Gator. And I have another podcast, the Destiny Help Desk, where I talk about a singular subject in the game Destiny 2. And I have my buddy Ronan Red Lion on this week, and we're going to talk about the new Pathfinder system, pluses, minuses, maybe some things we think about maybe coming up in the future. Just some speculation combined with some knowledge and what we think about it. So keep an eye out for the next Destiny Help Desk podcast. We'll announce it in our Guardian Downcast Discord. We share that both podcast announcements are posted in there as well, so check it out. All right, before we go, Uncle Scumdeath, haven't heard from him in a while, has stopped by today to talk about what's been going on in his life. So, Uncle Scumdeath, what is going on in the UK today, brother? Oh, is that a beer?
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Scumdeath's Corner. I didn't do a Scumdeath's Corner last week because I was in Poland on my holidays and had a lovely time. Obviously, going to the most depressing place on earth, Auschwitz, and well, it's not fantastic, is it? But yeah, it's nice to see. It was an eye opener. So me and the missus were like, "Oh, what we'll do tonight is we'll sit down and we'll watch some documentaries on Auschwitz." I thought, "Oh, I need a piss." So I went upstairs and the daughter's snake tank's on fire.
What?
Fucking what? Yeah, so I went up for a piss and the son's like, the boy is like, "Stinks of smoke around here." I'm like, I turned around and there's actually a fire in a fucking snake tank. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, this has literally happened like 10 minutes ago. So I managed to put it out. The snake's alright. It's moved over to the fucking cool end.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, fucking hell, man. So I'm just having a fucking smoke. I'm having a tin. I'm calming down. Yeah, so I was going to paint the walls. I was going to do a second coat on the walls in my back garden now. It's all looking lovely, but tomorrow, no, I've got to strip this Viv out. It's these dodgy heat mats, I've never been keen to these heat mats. The corn snakes, they like heat mats. No, not really, but yes. No, fuck it. If this fucking fire went on when the son and the daughter was at work and we was in Poland, say like 3 days ago, that's my house gone. Rent the fucking thing, So it would have been good. So I could see our windows open, airing out the smoke. So, yes, that was a shot across the bow. Yeah, so I was going to go on Destiny tonight, but it's not happening. I've got other shit going down. Anyway, I love you all. I've got nothing else to say now. Goodbye.
Oof. Rough week, Uncle Scumdeath. Hope it gets better, buddy. Hey, everyone, remember as you're playing Final Shape, take breaks, get outside and touch some grass. Bell. Remember, we're Guardian Downcast, your stories, your community, your destiny, and be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
All right, let's drink some moonshine and play Crucible.
Hell yeah, man. Bring it on. You got watermelon, right?
Of course.
Awesome. I love it, man. Great show. Sorry, I went a little long.
It's a lot better than what it used to be in the beginning.
Oh, man.
Starting at 10 o'clock and ending at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday night.
Dude, that was rough. I mean, we just didn't know what the hell we were doing back then, man. That was the thing,
Yeah.
But, yeah, we've come a long way, man. A lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs. I mean, shit, man. Like I said, I'm the last guy standing on this show. And, I got to admit, man, I really enjoy bringing guest co-host on. I get to catch up and talk with my buddies, that I game with. So,
oh yeah,
maybe I can put you on that list for the future.
Of course.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't had you on earlier. I know we play Crucible every week. Maybe that's why, just because I see you all the time. But
I'm pretty sure that, and being on the Christmas show every year. I mean,
right.
And I never said anything, and the reason I was all of a sudden my daughter said, "You need to go on the show again."
Yeah, she just mentioned it. She must have her ears must have been burning, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good deal, man. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna do a little post-show organization here, and then I'm probably gonna watch one show and then hit the hay. It's been a long day, man. It's hot as fuck here, man.
have been shit.
Just keep going. Just read it again.